Hello to everyone, hope you've had a great morning so far. So now just going to take a preview of the US session today. And there's quite a bit of data out of the US at the 1:30s London time, so that's at 7:30 Chicago. Firstly, those weekly initial jobless claims numbers out of the US. So consensus is for a reading of 375,000 today. Previously it did come at 377. We have seen a bit of levelling out in terms of that reading recently. Now, any sort of major disappointment today could see renewed talk of further QE back on the table, especially ahead of the FOMC rate decision, which is next week. And likewise, any sort of reading to the downside, so a better number, could boost optimism and see a move to the upside in terms of US equity markets. Now, as well as the weekly jobless numbers out of the US, we'll also have the CPI reading, so the month-on-month currently expected at minus 0.2%. Previous reading was flat at 0, with the range low today of the expectations at minus 0.6, high estimate of plus 0.2%, and for the year-on-year, that's expected at plus 1.8%, range low of plus 1.7, high of plus 2%, previous was 2.3%. Now, the reason for these expectations of a lower CPI reading today is due to the oil prices. So energy markets have headed lower recently. That's likely to weigh on the CPI numbers. We've also got the deficit, or the budget balance, out of the US today, so that's likely to show a deficit growing to a 3-year high, and that's because of the recent higher oil prices before they started their decline, likely boosting imports. So again, that's all at 1:30 London time. Apart from that, later in the session we've also got the 30-year note auction out of the US, and also 30-year tips refunding announcement just before that. Notably as well, we've got UK Chancellor Osborne and Bank of England's King speaking at the Mansion House event. That's scheduled for 7 p.m. London time. Now, that's of interest due to an FT story, so Financial Times of London. They said yesterday that it's likely, or it's possible, that they may actually announce some credit easing measures today, and that could come as soon as today at that meeting, so that'll be key for the UK markets. But for the time being, that's enough from me. We'll have a bit of a wrap-up for you at the Wall Street closing bell. But in the meantime, have yourself a great trading afternoon.